Doom, the 93 version, is considered one of the greatest and most important games ever made. Id Software were on top of the gaming spotlight and their key personnel were industry legends. But John Carmack was a workaholic on a mission and went to create a new advanced game engine. But 3D technology was a lot more complex than Carmack anticipated, and while the designers created a lot of levels and artwork concepts, none of it could be put in the game code because the engine wasn't created yet. All of this would end up becoming Quake. Meanwhile, Doom was still in high demand, but it was only available on the internet via shareware, and with publishers desperate to capitalize, id Software signed with GT Interactive to create a Doom port that would be sold in retail stores. In 1994, Doom 2 Hell on Earth was released to keep fans interested. Because it's just Doom with more chapters, there'll be things about the graphics and gameplay I'll only be brief about, and we'll be mostly looking at what is different. I just don't want to repeat myself. The story continues right after the first game. Doomguy just took out an entire army of demons after attempting to invade Mars and the space station, but then he finds out it was all for nothing because the demons also invaded Earth. With billions wiped out, a few survivors create spaceships for evacuation, but the demons have created a flame barrier to stop anyone from escaping, so Doomguy has to teleport there from Hell and get that barrier open to keep humanity alive, leaving Doomguy to continue unfinished business. So the front cover doesn't lie. It feels like I never finished the predecessor. Once again, it's an ass-kicking plot of an astronomical scope, but it doesn't matter that much because it's Doom. All you need is a setting, some Easter eggs, lots of different weapons, and let the obsession begin again. There are too many secrets to demonstrate, most likely because I can't find all of them, but I leave you with a question. Do you guys think I can review Wolfenstein 3D using Doom 2? Unfortunately, this version replaced the Nazi soldiers with standard enemies. When you complete a level, you're given a percentage of the enemies you've killed and the items and secrets found. It encourages you to check for an invisible door of every vertex of this game. Surprised there hasn't been any record of a music band suing id Software for copyright infringement. It's a bit slower, but still an amazing soundtrack. The levels are actually better designed. Look, nobody can deny that the levels of Doom 93 are the definition of video game classic, but the id Software team became more familiar with the Doom engine. After releasing a game with it, they knew what it was capable of and tried to push it to its limits. There's more going on in terms of finding keys, enemy placement, and the presentation itself. You'll find yourself jumping or running from one platform to another regularly, thinking more about where to go next and expecting a trap at every corner. From start to finish, you'll be moving top speed. And then you need to move at the speed of sound because it's also harder. Even on the first level, you have to be on your toes. Some enemies can even shoot you from the other side of the map if they see you. It expects you to have experience with the predecessor. But at least if it's too much of a nightmare, you have more than one difficulty to choose from. You can save at any time, so if you die, you can just reload and keep your weapons. It's practically second nature to me. Also, you can select different chapters. All the enemies return in Doom, with the new ones being stronger or weaker version of already existing enemies, like the zombie man with a railgun, or the arachnotron, which is basically a baby spider demon, but whatever's in front of you, bombs away. It's not like Doomguy forgot to use a chainsaw, pistol, shotgun, railgun, plasma rifle, or BFG 9000. The only new weapon in Doom 2 is the double barrel shotgun, which fires twice as many shells as the generic boomstick, a very handy weapon if you run out of energy cells. But with the console version, trying to switch between two different shotguns depending on enemy strength can be very tedious, especially in a tense situation. The predecessor had the same problem, but I find myself switching weapons more frequently. Then again, what else can you do with a controller? The PC version doesn't have this issue at all. That aside, there's something about the old school Doom games that make them timeless. Maybe it's the simplicity combined with a fast-paced and creative setting. This one is no different. It's another shooter you can just pick up and play. However, today, you will never be allowed to release a full sequel that looks and plays exactly the same with new levels. But you have to understand with Doom 2, it was the first in the series to be sold in retail stores. The internet was not like what it is now back in 1994. The id team were waiting for Carmack to finish this new engine, and if you get it today, you're most likely to get all the Doom games from that era in one collection, aka Doom Classic Complete on PlayStation 3 and Steam. It may be another Doom expansion disguised as a sequel, but it has everything that made the predecessor the masterpiece it is today, except for the innovation that blew gamers away back in 1993. But I enjoyed Doom 2 Hell on Earth, definitely worth playing if you're a fan of shooters.